This is kind of cool. How can I tell if my marriage is slipping away? What do you mean by that anyway, slipping away? I think you know what I mean, or you wouldn't have opened up this particular video. Slipping away means when you first got married, you had it all. You had that excitement, that feeling of love just overwhelmed your life. And you couldn't wait to see your husband or your wife, whatever the case may be. And it was just so much fun, so much happiness. And then over time, you started to feel less excited. It's very slow, it almost creeps in. So let me give you some background here. I used to be a divorce mediator until 2001 when a couple asked me to help them save instead of end their marriage. And so I got into it. I thought, okay, let me give it a shot. And what I discovered, because I'm not a Western psychologist, thank you, God, is that there is a science to marriage. And so you fell in love. You thought, okay, this is my soulmate. This is the person for me. We're going to be together. We're going to have babies together. We're going to have a life together. Everything is going to be wonderful. Well, I've identified 3 killers of marriage. I literally could have called this video the 3 killers of marriage. Number 1, it fits this question completely. Number 1, and I'll explain what the word means, but number 1 killer is overfamiliarity. And so what that means, what the word means, is that when you're together with somebody all the time, you start to think it's okay to like fart in front of them, disregard their needs. And it's an envelope that we keep pushing, and it's almost unintentional. In fact, it is unintentional. We don't mean to be mean and inconsiderate, but we grow that way. We end up doing that. It's human nature. And to avoid that, what we need to do, and this is what's so important, what we need to do is learn how to cultivate the love and happiness within the framework of our marriage. And I know this is a new idea. Most of the ideas that I have around marriage are new, but they work. And that's what's cool. It's a very scientific approach. So to come up with this, I had to come up with an understanding of marriage that included why we get married in the first place. What's the purpose of marriage? Well, the purpose that we all have for virtually everything that we do is increased happiness. We want to be happier. There was a guy who did a hierarchy of needs, Maslow. He's a psychologist. I heard about him because I had lots of psychologist friends. They used to send me on my business. And he defined the hierarchy of needs, which is a great idea, but he did it incorrectly. He didn't, obviously, we have to have air, we have to have food, water, and like that, and shelter. But we have other needs as well. And at the very top of the pyramid is happiness. We want to be happy. It's like that's what we live for. I live to be in joy. And some people will say, well, that's not realistic. Well, yes, it is. It is. It's reasonable. Everything we do is for happiness, much more so our marriage. Yet we don't do anything to increase the marital happiness by increasing the marital love, by learning how to cultivate that love. And I teach all these things in my books and on the online courses. But the point is this, right from this moment, if you shift your consciousness to, wow, he's right. I really have more expectations from my wife or from my husband than I have gifts of love for them, you see? And I always tell people, I've done some public speaking, and I would say, look, most of life is about give and take. You know, unless you're a politician, then it's most of life is about take, but most of life is give and take, not marriage. Marriage, in order to be successful, is give and give and give some more. And it doesn't mean you become a doormat. It doesn't mean you become, a butler or a maid, because you're doing it out of love, you see. And when we do things out of love, it lifts us above that realm of expectations. And it's that realm of expectations that demote us, that lower us. So I'm not going to leave you hanging. I promised you 3 killers of marriage. So number 1 is overfamiliarity. That's what we call it. And it means you get so used to each other that you don't treat each other with love and respect and consideration and so forth. The second one is a lack of knowledge of marital communication. You see, I was a great communicator, obviously. I had to sit down in my practice with a couple who were at each other's throat and get them to a place of communication. Doesn't work in marriage. What I learned in my practice as a divorce mediator is useless in marriage for the same reason. Because when we're married, we're not trying to establish an even keel, a world of fairness. That's not what marriage is all about. Marriage is about opening our heart. We have to break through our fear. We have to break through our bad habits. We have to break through our wondering if, am I getting fairly treated? Because you're not. You're being treated according to how you treat them, not as a reciprocation, but by opening your heart with love, you start to feel a joy. And the third killer of marriage is a business-like mentality towards your marriage. And I've been talking about this, and that means, well, is that fair? Should I take a position here? Should I confront them? Should I set boundaries? These are crazy ideas for marriage. Crazy ideas. Your marriage will fail. And they do. I identified those 3 killers based on what I saw in my practice as a divorce mediator, and then later as I started developing the science of marriage. So I'm hoping this was very useful for you. If it is, and I'd love to get feedback from you, so use the comments section for that. And if you want some help or some feedback, some people use the comments section to ask me a question. As an alternative, you could go to our website where we have Ask a Counselor, and it's free. You'll get a very healthy response that is useful. And I hope you also like the video. That really helps us reach more people. And even though we have over 100,000 subscribers, I would love for you to also be a subscriber and visit us again. So thank you. God bless you. Take care. Hi, I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation. Been saving marriages since 2001. Now, what can we say about not giving up and not settling? These are 2 big deals that for your marriage, these are vital concepts. And they boil down to 2 things that we offer you. One are the books that we have. I have Lessons for a Happy Marriage, which is the first book that I wrote, and Breaking the Cycle. They're both great. Flip a coin as to which one you want. That's for not settling. Those books lay out for you exactly what marriage is all about. The guidelines, the intricacies, delves into communication, all the things about marriage that you need to know. And If your marriage is doing fine, but you just have this little problem here, this little problem there, but it's basically doing fine, don't settle. I promise you this, when you read one of these books, you're going to learn more about marriage than you even knew you didn't know, and it's going to change everything for the better. You will be so grateful that you took my advice and got one of those books. Now, the Don't Give Up, when I began, I was structuring, compiling all the marriage help that people need in order to save their marriage. I was a divorce mediator until 2001, and so I was fortunate that I was accessing a support group for those who were going to get a divorce called Second Saturday in San Diego, California. And so I was able to pull out of those sessions individuals, after I told them that I could help them save their marriage, who were beyond on the verge of getting a divorce. I'm going to say 95 to 98% of the people for whom I got a divorce shouldn't have, didn't need to, had they known what I now know. I took all of that knowledge and I put it into comprehensive courses, one for men and one for women. These courses, your course based on your gender, will bring you from the depth of the swamp that you find yourself in, out of that, into the light, and help you achieve a marriage you never even dreamed possible. That's a promise. Now, what if you're not even married? What if you're going to get married and you're just looking around for marriage advice? In that case, and I actually created this for some friends, we have a premarital course, which is amazing. You'll never have a problem in your marriage. Well, like nobody ever has a problem, but you won't have any killer problems. You'll know how to be married to get the most out of your marriage. What if you're only dating? Then I have a course for you too. This one I actually created for my son, and it is a step-by-step process for you to attract your soulmate, and in the right way. I'm so glad that you found us. Please take advantage of that which we have to offer. We are here to serve you. I'm Paul Friedman. God bless you, and take care.